Explain to me what the president was doing here. The Congress has an awful lot on its platter coming back in September. One of the things is to keep the government going through some funding. Why did he reach out and say, you know what, we may just shut it down?
Well, the president felt the need to draw a red line about the border wall because a number of Republicans and basically all Democrats have been somewhat opposed to the idea of using taxpayer money to pay for a border wall. The president has said that this is something that he campaigned on. This is something that he definitely believes that his voters expect from him, and he drew a red line and said this is something that he's going to require in order to sign any funding bill. As you mentioned, Congress has a number of things that they have to do between now and the end of September. This just throws a wrench into the entire process and makes it much more difficult to get a funding deal and keep the government open.
Well, and at the same time, Toluse, it seems like the president is not trying to make nice to Congress. As I said in the speech, he took on both of the Republican senators from Arizona. And in the meantime, there's this report out of the New York Times, and I know you've seen about reportedly what the relationship is with Mitch McConnell. I'll quote now from what was reported in the New York Times. The relationship between President Trump and Senator Mitch McConnell, the majority leader, has disintegrated to the point that they have not spoken to each other in weeks. And Mr. McConnell has privately expressed uncertainty that Mr. Trump will be able to salvage his administration after a series of summer crises. The rupture between Mr. Trump and Mr. McConnell comes at a highly perilous moment for Republicans who face a number of urgent deadlines when they return to Washington next month. There is scant room for legislative error on any front. So to lose scant room for any legislative error, but this is really, at least in my limited experience, unprecedented. You have the majority leader taking on his own Republican president.
That's exactly right. The president was lashing out yesterday in front of adoring fans because he believes that Republicans have let him down. He believes that the majority leader, Mitch McConnell, has not been effective in getting legislation passed. He's entering his 8th month in office with very little in terms of legislation, no major pieces of signature legislation, and he's upset at Republicans. He believes that Republicans are in charge of the House, the Senate, and the White House, and they should be able to get more done. He's not making nice. He's not trying to make friends and expand. He's playing to his base and believing that his base will be able to get him over the top in terms of squeezing some of these Republicans who have been not on the team in his belief. They have not been supporting him fully and they have not been fully supporting his agenda. So yesterday he was sending a note and a signal to Republicans as they get near to getting back to work in Congress that no matter what, he believes his base is going to stand with him and they should get on board as well.
Noisy.